Hi everyone, and welcome to this week's Office Hours Live. So as always, alongside myself, I've got David and Rakesh. Good morning, guys.
Hiya.
So for those of you that are new to our ever-growing Facebook group, and I noticed this week we just hit over 7,000 members in the group, so that's really, really good. It just shows the popularity of Zenler and how we are growing as a community and as a platform. This is Office Hours. We run these live every single Wednesday for you, and we do have a format that will help you along with getting the very most from the community and the Zenler platform as well. So we go through a number of different things, and we'll go through those in a minute. But more importantly, we take your questions. So if you are new to us and you have a question about how Zenler works or where to find something, please do type it in, and we will do our very best to answer it for you right here and right now. Now, as always, if you're watching us live, hashtag live and let us know where you're watching from. We've got a global community, which is why we switch office hours timings around each week. So this week we are at 10 a.m. BST. Next week we will be at 5 p.m. BST, because we try and capture as many people live around the world during those 2 weeks as we possibly can. So that's what our goal is. So if you're on the replay, hashtag replay, same principle, put in where you're watching from. It's always good to know who's watching and when they're watching. And if you are on the replay, still do put your questions in, and one of the team will always come back and reply to you. So to start the week show off, as always, we head over to one of the most interesting parts of the show, which is the changelog, and Rakesh is the one that leads the charge on that. So Rakesh, if I can hand over to you for this week's changelog, please.
Thanks, Kevin, and good morning, everyone. And thanks for joining us on the Office Hours Live. You can ask us anything that you want to ask about the platform, and we'll try our best to answer it on the live. We usually start this off by going through the changelog and showing you all the new features that we ship for the week. Now, for some weeks we have loads of changes, and some weeks none, as it depends on what kind of fixes and what features gets rolled out on a particular week. If something is still undergoing QA, we hold it back and we release it the week later. Our current sprints are focused on fine-tuning what we have, and a lot of work is being going on behind the scenes on improving the stability and robustness of the platform as we scale on the platform side and also on the infrastructure front. So this week, not much from the changelog side, but there are pretty game-changing features coming up pretty soon. The one coming up pretty soon is the pricing for live classes and webinars. Once we are going to add pricing to live classes and webinars, where once we release that, you will be able to sell live classes and live webinars. That's a very, very big change. So just like in courses, you will be able to sell your live classes and webinars. It's a big step towards online becoming, so from a online course platform to online live class management system. So it's a big change. And we are also introducing, I think, along with that, we'll also be introducing tax categories. And a lot of people have been raising about EU tax category. So you will be, for your courses and your live classes and live webinars, you will be able to select a EU tax category, whether it is digital or whether it's physical services or whether it's tax exempt. So that kind of thing also is coming up. And we are also adding a live class lesson type in courses. So you will be able to stream live to your classes into your courses, so that your students can attend your live classes without needing any extra registration. So basically frictionless entry into live classes for your students. And something which is ongoing is the massive revamp of the page builder. So we are continuously working on that. The team is working on that. We are rebuilding the page builder from ground up, so that it's more faster, and it can produce faster, speedier page loads, and it can also support themes. So just like WordPress theme installation, you'll be able to install themes and work in the background and then push the theme live when you're ready. And I think something else is coming up, so I can't reveal about that soon. Right now, a big change is also coming up, so stay tuned. We'll keep you updated. And that's it from the Changelog. Back to you, Kevin.
Lovely. Thanks, Rakesh. So lots of stuff going on. And remember, the development team are not only working on new features coming out, they're also making sure the platform's working for us day in, day out, and making sure that any issues that you may be facing are being overcome and that's being rolled out so not everybody faces the same issues. So they're constantly working on all of that, as well as the new stuff that is going to be coming out. And the last quarter of this year, I think you're all going to be really quite happy with some of the releases that are going to be coming your way. We've had a sneak peek of some of them, so it's time to start getting excited and getting a bit more involved if you're sitting on the sidelines right now, because it's going to be awesome. Now, remember, new Zenler here has been built with ease in mind. So if you're a course creator but not a web developer, then this is the right place for you, because the whole system is built around having an all-in-one platform where you can have your site, your blogs, your funnels, your live streams, your live classes, all of that stuff, as well as your courses hosted in one place. Now, obviously, when you have a system like that, there's quite a lot to learn, and we do have some resources for you that will help you learn more about how New Zenler works. So the first place that you would need to look is tutorial.newzenler.com. This is our training area, and it's absolutely free for you to gain access to. Now, we've redone this over the last few weeks just to make it a little bit simpler for you to navigate around. But if you are brand new to us, then the place you need to head to is the Quick Start Guide. That's where you need to go through first. It takes a few hours to go through. It will help you set all your basic stuff up. So that's your branding, your CNAME, if you've got all of that, so your custom domain, getting your email, your payment stuff, all of those bits and bobs that you only really need to do once. Once that's done, then you can go off and you can start to those bits and bobs. Look at, I'm getting an echo. You can look at what else you need to go into. So if you want to learn about blogging, you can go into the big course that we've got in there, go into the search bar and just type in blogging, and it will bring up everything that you need to know about blogging. And the whole principle of this works in the same way. We've got a massive course there, which is ultimately the A to Z of using New Zenler, but you don't want to go through it line by line. Use the search function in there to find what you want to work on, and then it will keep it very tight for you, and you won't get overwhelmed with the ability of what this platform has. The second place we go to is over onto YouTube. If you've not yet subscribed to our YouTube channel, please do so and hit the notify bell. We're adding stuff in there all of the time. There's all sorts of wonderful things in there. There's videos here also that don't go anywhere else. So we've got the new feature releases that go on there. It's really easy to find stuff in YouTube for that type of thing, more so than probably anywhere else. So if you're already using a feature, you've seen maybe a post go into the Facebook group about we've done a new thing, then have a look in here, because you'll find it quicker. And the videos on the new feature releases are reasonably small, so they're to the point of what the extra bit is, rather than the entirety of the tutorial for that whole area. So YouTube's always good to get involved in, and remember, this, as well as the tutorial site, are complimentary. There is no charge for these, and you can find out a lot of really cool information. The last place to look is Facebook. So you're watching this in the Facebook group. There's a couple of areas to look at. So we've got the announcement tab at the top of the group. This is where we will mark stuff up as an announcement if we deem it worthy of your attention. So things like office hours go there, new feature releases go there. If we've got workshops, we might do a post and put that there. Wow Wednesday's there. Obviously, it's Wednesday, so do get involved with Wow Wednesday. Just read the guides on that, but it's an opportunity for you to show off a little bit of what you're doing on your Zenler site. It's being underused at the moment, so I'm going to push that over the next couple of weeks, because we've got 7,000 people in this group right now. That thread on Wow Wednesday should be busy, and we're getting maybe 10 or 15 posts on it. So I want to see that number coming up, because it's your opportunity to say, hey, look, I've got this free thing. Maybe you want to put a link to your funnel in there that you've created in Zenler. Whatever, just read the guide on how you can use it. and then go off and post on there. But it is only for a Wednesday, then that thread gets shut off. We've also got the events tab. So as you scroll along and click on more, we've got events in there. You'll see a whole heap more have been put in. So we've got office hours. We've got an open house on Sunday. I'm sure David will tell us more about that in a little while. We've got Zen Chat Live, which is on Monday. So the second and the fourth Mondays of the month at the moment, they're running. So if you want to do a bit of networking with other course creators on video, then come along to that. It's on UK time, Monday afternoon. So myself and Alice will be there. Maybe the rest of the team will be there as well. I don't know. But this is where you can find, and you just click that you're going to one of these events and it will remind you of an hour before it's going to start. Now, we do get busy when Facebook's working, and we do get distracted and we forget stuff. So we might think, oh, I want to go to office hours next week. And you might get caught up with other things. Maybe you've forgotten what week it is. Is it a 10 o'clock week or a 5 o'clock week? If you just click you're going, it will send you a reminder. There's no commitment to it. There's no putting emails in or anything like that. It just sends you a little notification to say this is going to start in an hour so you don't miss it. So lots of resources for you. All of these, all of our events, so official Zenler events, so the workshops we do, the boot camps we do, the days with Zenler that we do are all free of charge, and they're designed to give you the information you may be looking for to take your business online to the next stage using New Zenler and having our support there with you. So please do take advantage of it if you haven't done so already, or continue to take advantage of it if you already have seen the value in those. So that's where you can go and have a look. Next up on office hours, let me just see if we've had anyone in the chat. So I think Tracy's in from Australia. She's a regular on our 10 a.m. one. So Tracy, good morning to you. Good to see you here as always. So we've got Becky's in with a question. Becky, will come to questions in a minute. We're going to move over to the next slot that we run on office hours. It's a reasonably new slot, but it's proving really, really quite insightful. And the feedback that we've had so far is people are finding little gems on this slot that they maybe weren't aware of or maybe didn't know how to use properly. And we're just highlighting one thing each week that is a feature of New Zenler that you may not be using right now. So this is where David will take over and we'll move into the feature focus slot. So David, over to you, please.
Thank you, Kevin. Right. Okay. So this week, what we're going to do is something that's really important for you guys. Like if you're setting a site up or you're doing a course, you need to be testing it as a student. So I've covered this in lots of videos on our YouTube channel and also inside the courses themselves. It's really quick to do, guys, and you need to be doing this. We do get questions come in where people are really having trouble because they've already got students coming in and they haven't tested it, and it's so quick to do. Right, so once you're inside your site, from any of the pages you can click preview and you can preview your site, which is previewing courses or previewing the site. The problem with that is that it shows you a logged in view. So when you're previewing your site, if I click here, it's actually logged me in. So I'm not seeing it as someone just popping up on your site. So, which is good because we're in there and we're kind of seeing it. But the problem is that we aren't seeing it as someone coming into your site. So what we say that you should do is come up here and go to incognito window, new incognito window. And from here, you can then see your site as if you haven't logged in. Now, you'll want to always use incognito to test out your site just because it doesn't hold any of your admin usernames or passwords. So to set yourself up as a user is really easy. There's a few ways to do it inside Zenler, but an easy way to do it is if you come to site, go down to people and then go add user, you're going to get this pop up. And this will add you as a user in here. So you can see I've got my password and my email address there. And all I need to do then is say what the role is. So my role is student in there. And you just come down to here and you can automatically enroll yourself into one of the courses. So I've picked the course and the plan to go with that. And I'm going to click add. Now I'm actually added now as a user to that course. And I can still edit it and update it if I want to by going into the edit and going into courses. And you can see here, I'm enrolled in this course. I could unenroll me from the course, but I can also test it now in incognito. So I'm going to jump back to our incognito window, and I'm actually going to log in. So I'm signing in, and I'm going to use that test account to do that and type in that password that I set up. And I'm just going to hit I'm not a robot. It's going to ask me to pick some crosswalks, which I'll verify. I can click login, and now I am in the site as a student of that course. So you can see now it says welcome. This is a members area. I can go into free stuff. I can go into my courses because I've purchased that course. It's in there. So I can click that course, go into that and test it all out inside the platform. So testing as a user can be really, really easy to do. And you can just add yourself as a user in there without actually having to go through the process of registering yourself up. Now, another really important thing that you should definitely do is before you launch and get people into your site, you should test out your payment is going to work as well. So to do that, you can just log in normally as a student or register as a student, set yourself up with a coupon with like 99% off, buy it, make sure it's all working, you're getting the automated emails. And then afterwards, you can go into your payment gateway, whether that's PayPal or Stripe, and you can refund the money back to you. So that's how you can test it. So this is really, really important, guys, that you test your sites before you just let it out to the world, because you can have a lot of problems if you do that without testing. Okay, back to you, Kevin.
I'm back. Great slot this week, and testing would solve so many people's problems if they were to spend 15 minutes just going through it. The amount of times that I've spoken to people that have launched and they've been fretful. Oh, it's not working. It's not doing this. Nobody's buying it. Everybody hates my course. We go and look and they've not turned on the payment processor or something like that. It really, and David's absolutely spot on. You know, make sure you actually go through a purchase with it. Don't do 100% coupon because you won't go through it. Make yourself pay $1, £1, whatever, to do that, and it will save you so much stress on a launch. It's unbelievable. So really, really good slot. And we see this, David, time in, time out through the courses and the boot camps we do, where we remind everybody to test, but they just don't. But it's critical to do that. So really good slot this week.
Yeah, and also the automations as well, making sure that you're receiving the automated emails and they're formatted the way you like them to be, because you can analyze all these problems. And like Kevin said, with the payment way, check if you're doing a subscription in particular. First of all, set your subscription to charge out daily so that you can see it actually taking from each day, and then you can stop it and set it to, I don't know, 3 months, every 3 months or every year if you want to, but you've checked that it's going through and you're receiving the emails as well, which is just critical to your business succeeding.
Yeah. And, that is one of the things that people do get slightly messed up with the emails. They'll set something going live, they'll set automations, and then they'll go, well, people are telling me they haven't got their emails. Now, the thing is with stuff like emails specifically is sometimes they get filtered. So they'll say your emails don't work. And if you've not tested it, you don't know 100% whether the system is set up correctly or not. So you can't go back to that client and say, it's your system. Have you checked your filters, etc., etc.? Because you don't know. If you've tested it yourself and you know 100% it works as you've set it up, you can then help that client more effectively. So the customer care side of things is vastly improved through you just having that little bit of knowledge. And that's another common one that comes up. I've set my automation up and people are telling me they've not received it. But we always ask the same thing. David, I've seen you ask it. I've seen Rakesh ask it. I've asked it. Have you tested this yourself? And everybody that says that says, no, I haven't. And they've realized they've made a mistake in the setup of it. So it just saves you a whole heap of grief and embarrassment when you test. So really, really, really important. So great slot this week. So brilliant. Thank you, David, for that. Okay, right, let's get on to questions then. So this is one of the final parts of Office Hours Live, is where we look at the questions that you might have as a new member into New Zenler. So every week we're adding 50 to 100 people into the Facebook group. As you can see, we're over 7,000 now, so that's fantastic. Rakesh, have we got anything going out to our 7,000th member?
I haven't checked it yet. I think we haven't probably not hit the exact 7,000. Probably a few more members. I don't know. I need to check that.
Okay.
Yeah, there'll be definitely something going on to 7,000 now. Yeah, definitely.
Cool. So lots of people will have questions. It's natural when you get involved in a new system, which is why we do office hours and we direct you around. But also, if we're not covering it or you're not finding it on office hours, by all means, you can ask. The community is a great place to get advice as well. So if you're new or you're not finding the answer that you're looking for, and you've been through tutorial site, you've been through the YouTube channel, and you just for some reason can't find it, it might be you're searching for the wrong phrase or something like that, then by all means use the community area to come in and ask that type of questions. The support in there is phenomenal. We've got very experienced members that are very willing to jump in and help you and support you as a course creator. So it's always a fantastic place to go. What it's not very good at is getting technical support. So if something's broken on your site, you've gone through a tutorial, it's not working, and it's specific to your situation, the community is probably not the right place to help you. Our support team do not monitor the Facebook group. It's far too active and they're far too busy to do that. So we keep it very focused on one channel, which is in via email. So it's support@zenler.com. Emailing what your issue is. If you can do a video recording showing us what your issue is, it speeds up the response time. So they don't have to try and recreate that problem. Your issue could be that it's something localized, i.e. something on your browser, something in just your account, or something that's gone wrong now, in which case, if we're trying to recreate it, it's going to be quite tough. So it's far easier and quicker to put a video recording in. If you can, there's lots of free tools you can use to do this. And then the tech team and the support team can get onto it as quickly as they can and hopefully resolve it for you. Once you've put your request in, you'll get an email back with a ticket number. That means you go into a support queue. So, and they get dealt with in the order that they come in. And that's the way that our system works. But it means you've just got to wait. It might take an hour or two. It might even be the next day, dependent on the amount of inquiries we get or the detail behind what your specific query is. But rest assured, if that ticket number has come back to you, you don't need to follow it up in the community area in Facebook, because they've got it and they're going to deal with it. They've not forgotten you. Okay. So it's really important to remember those bits. Brilliant. Let's get on to questions then. We've got a few coming. So good morning again to Tracy from Australia, one of our regular early morning over in our time viewers of Office Hours. So always good to see you here. So she's very happy about the tax categories coming. So that's brilliant. Becky, question from Becky. Okay. Every time I try to sign in, the first 2 to 5 times I try, either correct details, then click or sign in, nothing happens. Sometimes I get the message that it's waiting for reCAPTCHA. Most of the time, nothing happens. Often I just try reloading the sign-in page and suddenly I'm in my dashboard. Any ideas why this is going on?
Okay, I think it's probably because you've got invisible reCAPTCHA turned on. So I've just sent you a video that we did that's showing you how to correct this. It isn't actually a problem with Zenler, it's a problem with reCAPTCHA itself. It's pretty common problems going around. So what we need you to do is just to follow that video and you should be sorted. So once you get into your site admin, go to that form page, just go to reCAPTCHA and just follow the video and it will show you how to do it. Okay, so that should solve the problem. So we've got a couple of videos on reCAPTCHA in there, but this is the one that you need.
Does it explain what happens if they can't actually log in?
Yeah, if you can't log in, we have had that happen before. So what you can do is you can use the same credentials and you can go to newzenler.com/login. I think that's correct, isn't it, Rakesh? It's
That's right.
/login.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
you can log in via that as well.
Yeah, so although you're going to newzenler.com/login, when you use your credentials, it will take you into your site. So make sure you're using the same email and password that you use for your normal site to log in, and it will take you straight into the admin. So you can bypass going through your page with your site if you cannot log in.
Brilliant. So Becky, hopefully, and I've experienced that on my site as well. So I feel your frustration. But as I say, it is a recapture issue, but there's two ways there for you to get around that. And if one isn't working for you, go the other one, and that will sort out that for you. Question from Tracy. Are you going to alternate the Zen chat times? Tracy, I know morning time, our time would be easier for you. At the moment, we're keeping it to 2 a month, and we're keeping it at 4 p.m. BST. That may change. I don't know yet. This is still sort of quite new, so we're seeing how it builds up. The likelihood is that we'll do it very similar to office hours, as in it will almost run weekly. 1 week will be a morning time UK, 1 week will be an evening time. So in essence, people get to network every other week. That's the longer term, mid-term plan, let's say. At the moment, we're still finalising the format behind it and getting support from the community to help run the networking event itself. So, but yes, it's been thought about and it has been talked about. So that is something that will probably be on the cards. I'm not sure it'll be this year, but it's certainly something we'll seriously look at, providing this version of it goes well for the new year. I think that's probably the most that I can say on that at the moment. But yeah, we're well aware that by keeping it on one time, it does keep it to one group of people within Zenler that can use it. So, but we have to start somewhere. Okay, no more questions that I can see. Let me just refresh my screen and double check. No, I don't think I've missed any questions. So that's that one. Becky's just saying, asking, is it may be an issue for my students too? Not heard of it being an issue for students, but I understand. So you're in Australia as well, Becky. So yeah, that's brilliant. I don't have to complete any recapture upon signing in. I guess I haven't turned that on. Andrew's here. So hi, Andrew, another new member to New Zenler, came in last week. So good to see you here. Where do we get the cool swag? That's one for Rakesh.
Yeah, send an email to support@zenler.com. They will process it.
Right. Are you right? Okay. So you're planning to sign up for the pro later today. So sign up for pro first, Andrew, and then go into support and just say, hey, can you send me my swag, please? And that will happen for you. So cool. Was the live tutorial from Sunday recorded? David, did we record the Sunday workshop you did?
Yeah, hi, Andrew. Yeah, and Andrew was in the live. So yeah, if you go into our YouTube, I actually sent an email out via automations, but if you go to our YouTube channel, go down to live workshops, you're going to see it in there. On Sunday, we created a bit of a buzz actually, because we were creating animated GIFs and showing people how to edit images to put them into their Zenler site. And it went down really well. People loved it. So it's a really popular one and you can find it on the YouTube channel.
Excellent. Okay, no more questions for now. So let's start wrapping up. We've just hit over the half-an-hour mark, which is our target for office hours. So thanks everyone for coming along and watching. A couple of points from me for you to think about for the next week. Obviously, we do have Zen Chat on Monday. So if you're able to do that, then go into the events tab. The link is there. Make sure that you've got access to that. Follow that through and I will see you on Monday. The Google Ad boot camp that we were running on the 11th has been put back a week. Sarah unfortunately can't make that week, so for personal reasons, so we're putting that back a week, so that'll be the 18th. So look out for that when that comes out. The content is all done, we know exactly what we're doing on it. It just means we're a little bit 1 week later in delivering that, so I'm looking forward to doing that one. Anything else from you, David, for this week?
Yeah, I've got a live running on Sunday. So you guys that know I do lives regularly on Sundays. And this Sunday, we're going to go back and we're going to do another open house. So I know you guys love open house. So it's probably going to run to 1 to 2 hours, depending on the amount of questions. Get your questions ready. Go to tutorials.newzenler.com, click the join us live, and you will then be able to post your questions or ideally ask a question. I like people to talk when I'm doing my lives. I don't really look at the chat because I'm doing this solo. So I prefer people to chat. So if you can line your questions up, talk on camera, asking me what you want, I'll go through them. So we're going to run it from about 1 to 2 hours, open house, ask any questions, and we can have fun with this live event.
Excellent. Thank you, David. Anything more from you for this week, Rakesh?
Not really, but I've just checked the number of members on the Facebook group, and it's just 9 short of 7K. So invite your friends, invite your network. Let's get to 7K today. And I'm pretty sure we'll send something special to the 7th member.
Excellent. That's fantastic. Brilliant. Okay. So thank you all, everybody, for coming along. Office hours next week, as we do alternate, is at 5 p.m. BST. So I'm sure Alice will be joining us next week. Obviously, Alice is the new member to the team, but she's based out in Florida. So doing 10 a.m. our time will be in the middle of the night for her. So she tends to come in every other one when it suits the US audience. So look out for Alice next week. I have nothing else. So thanks for coming along. And I look forward to seeing you throughout the course of the week in the community. So thanks, everyone, and see you Monday or next Wednesday. Thanks a lot.
All right.